there. If you have questions while placing a purchase offer on a property, this video is for you. My name is Kelsey Mansray. The team and I, we get calls and emails every single day from people just like you, looking to make their move to Memphis. We absolutely love it when we receive calls from customers and clients inquiring about making a move to Memphis or around Memphis. We absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 8 days or 80 days, just give us a call, send us a text, send us an email, or even schedule a Zoom video call. So one of the questions that sometimes comes up when speaking with clients is, how much should I offer the sellers? Before you start the process of making an offer on a home, it's important to do your research. Learn about the market in that particular area, determine what is a fair price for the property. Once you have a good idea of what a fair price is, then you can make an educated determination of how much to offer to the seller. Although your real estate agent's advice can be very valuable, you should consider other factors like the condition of the home and your budget. All of these considerations are essential when deciding how much to offer on a property. In the end, you are the only one who can determine how much to offer. It's an important decision that requires careful thought and consideration. So do your homework and make certain you feel comfortable with the offer you're putting forth. So another question that we sometimes get from customers is about earnest money deposits. An earnest money deposit, or also known as good faith deposit, is an important part of the home buying process and should be considered seriously. In most cases, these deposits range from between 1 to 5% of the total purchase price of the property. The amount offered depends on several factors, such as the buyer's financial situation, market conditions, seller preferences, and even sometimes, depending on your market, how much competition there is. Buyers should make certain that they discuss their earnest money deposit with their real estate agent in order to determine an appropriate amount for that specific local market. When a buyer purchases a home, they provide the seller's real estate company a deposit to hold in their escrow accounts. In other words, buyers should make certain that the funds are placed in a secure escrow account until the closing of the transaction. The funds deposited are subtracted from the final figure that a buyer pays at the closing transaction meeting. Generally, the greater the deposit, the stronger a purchase offer appears to a seller. It is also important to note that most contracts include contingencies, which specify what will happen to the earnest money if they do not go through with the deal. It is important to review these contingencies so that both parties know what the repercussions are should something go awry. By understanding and adhering to the rules surrounding earnest money deposits, buyers can make certain their purchase offer looks good to a seller. However, some buyers may choose to put more down in order to make their offer appear more attractive to the seller. It is also important to remember that additional conditions may apply. For example, if the buyer fails to complete the purchase of the home, then the seller may keep the earnest money deposit. Therefore, it is important for buyers to understand all the terms and conditions associated with their purchase agreement before making a deposit. Ultimately, the earnest money deposit is there to show the seller that a buyer is serious about purchasing their home and to ensure that both parties are held accountable. It is also important to note that earnest money deposits can vary depending on the location and type of purchase. It is important to speak with a qualified real estate agent to determine the correct amount of earnest money that should be deposited specifically within your local market. The buyer generally provides this to the seller's earnest money holder within 1 to 2 days upon the seller's acceptance of the buyer's offer. At the end of the day, earnest money deposit is a very important part of purchasing a home. With the right guidance, buyers can make informed decisions that ensure they are making the best purchase possible. So here's another question that we get. How long does the seller have to respond to my offer? Well, it is important to keep the offer time span in mind when making a purchase offer. The longer an offer stays active, the more likely it is that the seller will receive multiple offers and it can be difficult to stay competitive. On the other hand, if the offer has a brief time span for sellers to respond to the offer, it can put the buyer in a difficult situation if they are not ready to commit. There are many factors that should be considered when deciding on the length of the offer time span. These include the amount of competition for the particular property, the location and condition of the home, and any special requests from the seller. Your realtor and the seller's representative should be consulted to determine the most appropriate offer life for your situation. Ultimately, it is up to the buyer and seller to decide how long an offer should remain active. It is important to remember that a purchase offer must be accepted or rejected within the time frame of its life in order to be valid. If a purchase offer is not accepted or rejected before its expiration, it will no longer be considered an active offer. Therefore, it is important to make the necessary steps to be certain that your offer remains valid as long as needed. This can include communicating clearly with the seller and making certain that any changes to the offer are communicated in a timely manner. Additionally, the buyer should be prepared to move quickly if the seller is ready to accept their offer. By making all these steps, you can make certain that your offer has the best chance of being accepted. So here's another question. What if my offer is rejected? Well, if you receive a counter offer from the seller, it is important to understand that this does not necessarily mean the original offer was rejected. Instead, the seller is likely trying to negotiate a better deal for themselves. Before you accept or reject a counter offer, it is important to consider how much the seller is willing to negotiate, and then also how much are you willing to give. If the counter offer does not meet your needs, it may be worthwhile to submit another offer or negotiate further. Regardless of whether you accept the counter offer or not, it is important to remain professional and polite throughout the process. So inspections, do you have the option to have any inspections? It's another question. A home inspection can provide peace of mind when purchasing a property, as the inspector will be able to identify any major and minor defects that may affect the value of the property. Common findings from a home inspection might include mold, water damage, electrical issues, plumbing issues, and structural defects. While many of these items can be fixed, they could require costly repairs, and a home inspection can alert the buyer to any potential problems before the purchase is finalized so that the necessary repairs can be negotiated into the purchase agreement. Additionally, a home inspection may also uncover safety hazards such as carbon monoxide leaks, radon gas, and asbestos. There are serious threats that need to be addressed before the buyer moves into the home. By having a home inspection, you can be rest assured that the property is safe and free of any potential dangers. In short, a home inspection is an important step in the home buying process. It can help identify potential problems and safety hazards that may affect the value of a property. By getting the home inspected, you make an informed decision about whether or not the property is right for you. But thanks for tuning into this video today. So check out the other videos on my YouTube channel to learn about what makes Memphis a wonderful and unique place to live, work, and play. So again, I hope you found some value in this video. And whether you're moving in 8 days or 80 days, be certain to give me a call, send me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom video call. I'm Kelsey Mansray, and I'd love to meet you in person on a video Zoom call and get to know you a little bit better overall and learn about your real estate goals. I'd be happy to help you make a smooth move in or around Memphis. So with that, be well, and we hope to see you around town. We'll see you on the next video.